Paul Pasulka, Ivy Masters Learning Center at ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at the 12th question from this newly released digital SAT. And the question reads, in the xy plane, a line with the equation 2y equals 4.5 intersects a parabola at exactly 1 point. If the parabola has equation y equals negative 4x squared plus bx, where b is a positive constant, what is the value of b? So, two things come to mind when I just read this question. One is, we've got a system of equations here. One of them is a line and the other is a parabola. Another thing is, whenever it says that there's intersects a parabola at exactly 1 point, or it has one solution, or intersects a parabola at 2 points, or there's two solutions, or does not intersect the parabola, or there are no real solutions, then what you're looking for is b squared minus 4ac. Where does that come from? Well, if you remember the quadratic formula, it's negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. The whole thing over 2a. Now this piece in the middle, the b squared minus 4ac underneath the root, it makes sense that if that is negative, there's going to be no solutions. Because if you take the square root of negative 1, what is it? It's I. It's an imaginary number. Square root of negative 4, it's 2i. Also imaginary number. No real solutions in that case. If it's 0, well, the square root of 0 is 0. And then you see the plus or minus outside of the square root. Let's say you've got 5 outside of the square root. Well, if it's 5 plus 0, it's 5. And it's 5 minus 0, it's 5. So there's one solution if b squared minus 4ac equals 0. And then finally, if it's positive, let's say we've got a positive 4 inside that root and we've got a 5 outside it. Notice it says plus or minus. So if you had 5 plus the square root of 4, 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 minus the square root of 4, 5 minus 2 is 3. And you'd have two different solutions. So once again, we're going to be using b squared minus 4ac. Exactly 1 point, it's got to be equal to 0. So first thing, we do our systems of equations. So I take my 2y equals 4.5 and I divide both sides by 2. And this cancels, and what I get is that y, that's a 2, y equals 2.25. Now when I plug it into my equation over there, I've got 2.25 equals negative 4x squared plus bx. And in order to first do this b squared minus 4ac, in order to do this discriminant, we've got to set the equation equal to 0. Easiest way to set it equal to 0 is subtract 2.25 from both sides. So I do that, and this cancels. I've got negative 4x squared plus bx minus 2.25. And what's your b here? It's b. They made it that one easy for us. So it's b squared minus 4. The a is negative 4. The c is negative 2.25. And it's got to equal 0. And so we've got b squared equal, it's going to be minus, because if you have 3 negatives, it's going to be a negative. It's going to be minus 16 times 2.25 equals 0. And if you don't know that offhand, you can just take your handy dandy calculator. We've got a 16 times 2.25. And you've got a 36. So it becomes b squared minus 36 equals 0. You add 36 to both sides, plus 36, plus 36. I'm going to finish it up here. We've got b squared equals 36. Then you take the square root of both sides, and you get that b equals 6. That is your answer. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who does not know the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac, or know to do a system of equations here. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.